You know, I'm already past 60, I've seen a lot. But there is one day I will never forget. One day that split my life into two parts, before and after. September 11th, 2001. 25 years have passed, and I still remember the smell of that morning. I was working in New York back then, an ordinary office worker, nothing heroic. Paperwork, meetings, coffee in the mornings. I was in my early 30s, full of energy, full of plans. I thought the worst thing that could happen in life was a traffic jam on the Brooklyn Bridge or a lost umbrella in the rain. That morning I was late. I usually arrived earlier. But that day, I got held up. First, I couldn't find my keys for a long time. Then I stopped to buy coffee. The line was longer than usual. Small things. Stupid, random little things that, as I later understood, saved my life. I was a few blocks away from the towers when I heard the first impact. At first, nobody understood what had happened. People stopped and looked up. Someone said, "A plane." Someone said, "An accident." I stopped too. I looked at the smoke and thought, probably an accident. These things happen. And then, the second plane. And that is when time stopped. I cannot explain it in words. It was not fear. Fear is when you understand what to be afraid of. This was emptiness. A complete deafening silence inside, even though everything around was screaming and collapsing. People ran. I ran too, not knowing where, just away. Dust was everywhere. Thick, white, as if the whole city had been covered with a sheet. I remember someone falling next to me, and I stopped and helped them up. A stranger, a woman in a business suit, missing one shoe. We didn't say a word to each other. We just ran side by side for a few more minutes, and then lost each other in the crowd. I think about her often. I hope she made it home. You know what the strangest thing was? That day I wasn't thinking about big politics. I wasn't thinking about terrorists, about war, about how the world would change. I was thinking about one thing only, my family, about my wife who didn't know where I was, about my children who were at school and had probably already seen everything on television. The phones weren't working. I tried to get through for several hours. Several hours is a very long time when you don't know whether your loved ones are alive and whether they know that you are alive. When I finally heard my wife's voice, I cried. Right there on the street, among strangers. And nobody looked at me strangely, because everyone around was crying. Then came the days, the weeks, the months. The whole world was talking about it, newspapers, television, conversations on every corner. And I stayed silent. It was hard for me to talk about it. Not because I was afraid. I just couldn't find words that were precise enough. I saw people who had lost everything that day, husbands, wives, children, friends, colleagues. Almost 3,000 people did not come home that evening. 3,000, that is a number. But behind every number is a life. Someone's last cup of coffee, someone's "see you tonight," someone's unfinished letter. When you think about that, you understand how fragile everything is that we take for granted. But I want to tell you about something else too. About what I saw that day beyond the horror. I saw strangers holding each other's hands. I saw firefighters running toward the place everyone else was running away from. I saw an ordinary man in a hard hat handing out water to everyone, just standing there giving out bottles, silently, hour after hour. I saw a woman open the doors of her small shop and let people come inside just to sit down, catch their breath, and call home. People became better that day, quickly, instinctively, without thinking. That is something I will also never forget. 25 years have passed. I have grown older. I have grandchildren. I look at them and think, they are growing up in a world that changed on that day. A world with different airports, different news, different fears, but also with a different understanding of what matters. I was not the hero of that story. I simply survived. I was late for work, I had one extra cup of coffee, and I stayed alive. Coincidence. Fate. Call it what you will. But I took something important away from that day. Something I want to pass on to you. Do not put things off. Do not wait for the right moment. Do not think that tomorrow you will say to your loved ones what you wanted to say today. Do not think that you will have time to hug, to call, to make peace, to say thank you. That day taught me one thing. Each of us only has right now. This morning. This minute. This conversation. I was late for work, and I survived. Someone arrived on time, and never came back. Between those two fates, one cup of coffee and a set of lost keys. Life is fragile, but that is exactly why it is so precious. 25 years. I am still here, still telling this story. And if you are hearing it, that means you also have time. Time to live. Time to love. Time to do what matters. Don't waste it.